Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I am back again with your April 2015 monthly tarot horoscopes. This is for everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in lovely Capricorn. And I'm sending everybody love and magic with my magical scarf to you guys. And I just want to say thank you so much for all your messages and emails and subscribing and Google Plusing. I appreciate it all. I can't get back to everyone, but on messages and stuff. But I do respond to all emails, or try to respond to pretty much all emails. I am still doing private readings, so feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com, if you would like to do a private reading. My private readings are $75 for the 1 hour and $150 for 2 hours. And let's see. So this is everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Capricorn. Let's see what you guys get. I'm just going to roll it out here for you. Okay, good news, Capricorn. So you got kind of an interesting spread. I feel like the beginning of April is going to be, I would say, a little bit tough because you got two cards next to each other that are really challenging. The first card right off the bat is this card. So Capricorn guys, you may be dealing with a Pisces female. You may have Pisces in your chart and be watching this for your ascendant or something. And so this may be you as well, Capricorn. But this is the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is about living in the fantasy, not the reality. Being kind of lost in the dream of life. I make this example, living on a farm and wanting to go live in like New York City, or dreaming about New York City when, you're outside every day. You know what I mean? Something very drastically different than what you're experiencing. That's the fantasy. That's the dream. Okay. Living in a bubble. I feel like I'm getting some of you Capricorns are living in a bubble. And you are very detached from others. And you need to reconnect. You need to reconnect with people in your life. Call people, go out, do things, live your life, basically. And what's crowning you is this loss card. This is pain and suffering and heartache and feeling some kind of trauma or some kind of sacrifice. I feel like you've gotten this before, Capricorn, so I feel like for some of you, again, you're still dealing with your losses. You're still carrying a lot of pain. There's still a lot of trauma that you need to recover from, whether it's from a person or whether it's from your life experiences. It's just that you need to work on processing these experiences and this pain. I'm feeling heartache and like pain, like in the heart area for some of you. So it's just like heartache and heartbreak. Maybe for some reason someone really hurt you, or I'm getting someone in the family hurt you really bad. Struggles with the family I'm getting. Past relationships I'm getting too. So some of you aren't quite over your past. Some of you have had some trauma. Some of it you've been through a lot. Capricorns, in 2014, I talked about this in my other videos, where you went through a lot. We're not quite out of, March energy, the Piscean energy, which is very, very heavy and very emotional. So you still have this in the beginning of April, very similar to Aquarius, still have this kind of heaviness, kind of feeling of emotion, very emotional, dealing with some pain. You're dealing with some pain. You know, that's what I'm getting. You need to work on, I mean, I definitely recommend seeing a therapist. You know, I definitely, you know, am happy to look, you know, do a private reading and read the cards for you. I just also recommend, I would recommend doing like a heart healing. I'm able to do heart healings on people, and that's where I go in with Archangel Michael and kind of vacuum up your heart area and like fill it, have Archangel Raphael fill it with all this positive stuff. And usually people feel like, I mean, pretty much every time people feel really, really good and lighter. I feel like you're heavy, your heart is heavy with some stuff. And I just feel like your heart has been shattered, and you really are heartbroken. That's my feeling. And it's going to take a little bit of time for you to work on this and get past these things. You may have been working on it for some time, but for some reason, the past has kind of come back. It's sort of like the universe is sort of saying, okay, Capricorn, you really need to process these things so you can let them go, so you can move on. You need to process this pain so that you can have this joy, you know. It's really understanding that it's like night and day, understanding the low, that feeling, and understanding that pain, and really getting it and being like, okay, you know, I really did feel this way, you know, and I'm ready for something else, you know. It's sort of like, then you can say, okay, I am ready. I'm really, truly ready for something else, for something real, you know. And what's crossing you, so it's interesting, you have this very emotional stuff going on, but you also have the career card, the victory card for your career. So some of you, this is what's crossing you. So some of you have been working hard. This is a definitely Capricorn man, okay? You know, working hard. You know, that hard work is gonna reap you results. This is also promotion, can mean a new job for some of you. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is climbing higher in career. This is having been through a lot in career. This is reaching that next, you know, that next level. And it's awesome. It's one of my victory cards. So in the distant past, we've got the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is about freedom from worry, moving on from being in a negative headspace, from, you know, collections, agencies, and people, you know, negative people and drama and stuff. And this is sleeping better. So this is a good foundation. To have good sleep as your foundation for April is awesome. Everybody does better when they get better sleep. And so I would say, Capricorn, though, you know, watch your sleep patterns. Make sure you're getting to bed at a reasonable time. Capricorns can get really stuck in routine, so this may not be an issue for some of you. I feel like this is more just a freedom from worry, not having the worries plague you anymore that maybe you used to have, okay? Moving into a different space. Some of you may have moved in March. And in the recent past, you have this card, which is a girl that's taking care of her 4 stuffed animals, okay? And I think of it as someone who wants a family, or someone who already has a family. Several kids, a couple of horses, a couple of deer, a couple of squirrels, you know, whatever is coming to the family, a dog, a cat, a couple of goldfish, you know what I mean? So that's you, Capricorn, and maybe, you know, for some of you, it's really just focusing on taking care of like the day-to-day stuff. Some of you are stay-at-home moms, you know, where, you know, you're focused on groceries and getting dinner and feeding the family and all that. And the card, though, is the do not worry card. It's interesting. So you have two cards. In the distant past, the freedom from worry. In the recent past, the do not worry. Okay? So Capricorns, shout out to you guys. Don't worry anymore, okay? The time of worrying is past, okay? The time about worrying is gone. So if you're still in the headspace of worry, you need to listen to more music. I always say listen to classical music, not the horns ones, the piano stuff, for about 15 minutes. You need to exercise more. If you need to exercise twice a day, start exercising twice a day. And know that money is coming in, okay? Finances are good, okay? So financially, you're not going to have to worry. So you need to let that go, okay? So then we have this pain card, which we already talked about, which is crowning you. And then this is cool. This is really cool, Capricorn. And I know I may overpromise and underdeliver here with these spreads because I know I've talked about romance and love before for you guys. But you got some interesting stuff. So here we go. So in the immediate future, you got the wish card. Okay? And usually I pull an additional card for it, which I could do. But in this case, the card attaches to these two cards, which is the Lover's card. So this is what you're wishing for, which is marriage and a relationship. Some of you, not all of you, okay? So, you're wishing for true love, right? This is love. It may not be true love. It may just be love. You're looking for love in your life, whether it's from friends, whether it's from family, whether it's from, a partner, okay? You're looking for real love. And you're also looking for, an emotional connection. And you're also looking for it. So the third thing, because this can also be financial prosperity. So, you're going to get your wish in April, okay? This may be to the end of April, but I feel like in April, you're going to be in a relationship with someone who really loves you. And someone who has feelings for you. And you have this very, very tough pain that you have to let go of in order to embrace this beautiful, amazing love. But it feels like sort of beginning of April, maybe even into the second week a little bit, you're going to be dealing with this pain. You're going to be dealing with it. I feel like some of you are going to be crying a lot. Some of you, I just see a lot of you crying. And I need to be negative. But in a way, this is for the best. Because you need to release it. It needs to be free. You need to be free to love again. You need to be free to have this love come into your life. And I feel like you're going to. And what's coming in from the outside is this very interesting communications card. This is the card, if you're waiting on somebody to call you, this is when they call you, okay? This is when the phone rings or a text message comes through that you're not expecting. This is communication that you're not expecting. This is also talking to a counselor or friends or mentor or somebody that's a good advisor. So there's someone that gives wise advice. A lot of times I think of me. I mean, this is me. I'm the Shaggy Bark Hickory. I got this crazy message from one of my guides that I'm like 22,000 years old, okay? Which kind of blew my soul is anyway. So I'm a very old soul, okay? Which, I may or may not believe, because I'm a Capricorn. I'm skeptical about that. But Whether it's true or not, I think of myself as, the council, the oracle. So this may be you contacting me for a reading. This may just be you talking to someone who's older and wiser and can kind of guide you along your journey, okay? This is, in general, a very positive spread. The card that's in the position of emotions, though, again, it's emotionally heavy, okay? Emotionally heavy, but towards the end of April, things are really going to shift. It's going to be not about the pain anymore. It's going to be about the love. It's really going to shift. And you're looking for love and you're looking for romance. Not all of you, some of you. Some of you are already married. If this is the case, the outcome for you is financial prosperity, the deepening of emotions. The emotions get stronger. Things get better, okay? The Ace of Cups is the drop of promise, okay? And I'm getting a tingle on this. It's the beginning of spring, of sign of something new, of the promise of, potentially a new life together, or the promise of love. Some of you will be getting married. Some of you, I'm getting, it's very interesting. I'm getting the message, it's very interesting. The message is going to make me cry, and this happens to me every time I do my Capricorn videos. The message about sort of God's or Jesus' promise, Noah's Ark, the story of the Ark, where, after the flood, God promises to send a rainbow, and never to happen again. That was their promise. And it's interesting. I feel like for some of you, the promise is that you're never going to have to go through this again. That this, whatever this is to you, okay, whether it's losing your house, whether it's losing a child, whether it's losing a partner, whether it's a death in the family, whether this is a series of abusive boyfriends, or a series of abusive relationships, or a series of relationships that just crushed you, or whether this is, job loss, whatever this is to you, I'm getting that there is this promise in April that you're not going to have to go through that again. I'm not saying that you're not going to be having a Capricorn, that you're not going to go through challenges in the future, because you will, okay? There's always going to be another challenge or obstacle, a thing that you're going to have to go through in life, but it's not going to be the same. And it's not going to be like that. I feel like you're kind of at this point where once you release this pain, all of this prosperity and all this love is going to come in, and it's going to be overwhelming to you. It's going to be this promise of something good, really good for you. And I'm happy for you. And it's really amazing. So, I think of that as being really awesome. So, the Ten of Wands. Okay, so back to the Ten of Wands. So in the position of emotions, you are carrying a lot of burdens, other people's burdens. Some of you may do something similar to what I do, where you're working with a lot of people, and you're talking to about a lot of people's problems. This is also, running a household, having responsibilities, having bills to pay. Some of you are, taking care of maybe some elderly parents. I feel like some of you are, there's a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. And the Capricorn woman is really strong. And she does it willingly, because she loves everybody so much. And but emotionally, you're kind of headed to what I call like a little bit of an emotional breakdown where you need to maybe take some time, like a day where you're not necessarily taking on so many responsibilities or other people's problems. This is a time emotionally you can't handle anymore. I feel like you need some time, like emotional time, to process this pain that you've been carrying, all this loss that you've been carrying, and deal with it. And temporarily cut some people, put your boundaries up and say, no, sorry, can't talk to you right now. I'm going through some stuff, Whatever it is that you need to say to kind of put your boundaries up, you need to set more boundaries. Because you already have a lot on your emotional plate. You may also just have a lot of responsibilities, things that you need to do to get done. And if you take on too much, you're not going to be able to get as much done. That's kind of the message. I'm being told to pull one more card, okay? This is an interesting card. It's a beautiful card. So the final card for you is the World. And the World is, in my deck, this wealth, happiness, family, abundance card. Love, and abundance and love. So wealth, happiness, family, abundance, and love. It says the world is your oyster. You can have it all. Which is an amazing card. I don't know. I don't remember my other videos which you got. I feel like you've gotten this card before, but this is also someone with psychic intuition, psychic ability. Some of you may be a medium. A lot of Capricorns are psychic. It's because they're the goat that has has issues with the animal, but then they have that spiritual because they have the horn that connects them to the spiritual. So they have the very low animal energy, but they also have the very high psychic energy. So that's you, Capricorn, and this is you. I feel like you coming into your power. I feel like that's the message. You coming into your power. Just being in a really amazing place in life. Coming into this space of abundance, this space of happiness, this space of love. For you to have the Lover's card, followed by the Ace of Cups, followed by the World. I'm just going to show you them together. To me, you have, so you have the Lovers, right? Which is marriage and love and commitment and everything you could want. Followed by the Ace of Cups, which is the promise that the shit is not going to hit the fan the way it once did, okay? And that love is going to be in your life and you're going to be fulfilled. And then the World, which is the whole package, which makes it complete, kind of makes it complete. So, April's going to be an interesting time. To me, the beginning of April and the end of April are drastically different. Drastically. Okay? There's a lot of abundance here to be had, Capricorn. A lot of financial prosperity. So if those of you who have been going through some tough times, I feel like that's going to be coming to an end. I feel like this job situation is going to change for a lot of you. And so if you have your own business, I feel like business is going to improve. But you're going to have some serious abundance here. Serious abundance happening in April. Lots of green energy, very positive. And, it's sort of just like your worries are kind of behind you. Let that go too. You know, that was a time that, you know, you went through, but that's over. That's done. It's not going to be the same in the future. You know, Capricorn worries a lot, so I'm not going to tell you again. You're not going to, it's not like you're going to be going through life without a care in the world. It's not like that. But for a while, that's the energy. The energy is you're going to be going through life without a care in the world, which is a huge shift for you, and it's well-deserved. So, anyways, I wish you the best. That's all that I'm getting right now for this. I will be back again for more videos. I am going to be doing my sex and relationship videos. I'm not sure when I'm going to be posting those yet. It just depends on how much I can get through. I send you guys big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. All the best to you. Okay, take care.